Makashvili came into the last fight with a foot injury, or the thumb injury rather, dislocated thumb. Supposedly in the first round of the last fight, he broke his foot, injured his foot, was unable to keep that back leg stable throughout the fight, was unable to land the right hand like he wanted to. His manager tells us tonight he comes into this fight healthy, ready to go, and he will take his title back.
His manager did say that he would never let Levan fight again with injuries like that. So you have to assume that Levan here tonight, getting his title back, is 100% healthy. This is a fighter with KO power. And before that, he was a high-level wrestler. He was a wrestler, and now he's a kickboxer. And he is a former champion. This rematch with Popo is going to be fantastic.
You know what, as we talked about earlier with Popo bazerra, in my opinion, the reason why Popo won the last fight, he was really able to snap off those leg kicks and punish the lead leg of Makashvili. Makashvili was wearing the Muay Thai, the Valley Tudo shorts in the last fight. And people don't know what Valley Tudo shorts are. They're tight, shorter shorts. Tonight, he's wearing the Muay Thai shorts that cover more of the thigh, that hang down, they're baggier. So Popo lands those leg kicks, you won't be able to see the visible damage on Makashvili's legs.
Absolutely, Mike. You are 100% right. In that last fight, he had those very short Valley Tudo shorts like Sudeko had on in his last fight. And it showed the damage. His lead leg was covered in black and blues. You can see the lines from where the shin was digging into the thigh muscle. Tonight, with the longer shorts, you will not be able to see that, even if Popo's able to get off all those kicks.
You know what's interesting about that whole dynamic is Makashvili's manager did not tell Levan why he wanted him to wear these shorts. He just said, we're going to switch your shorts for this fight. Levan still has no reason why. We know, but he doesn't.
I'm sure he'll find out soon, man.
If he wins, they'll have a laugh about it. You got to wonder about the mental state, too. Makashvili, you know, Popo's got one up on him. He won that last fight. You know, this guy making his way to the cage, not only is he the champ, but he earned that victory. And he brings a very, very impressive record into the cage here tonight. Regardless if he's fighting Makashvili or not, this guy's a very impressive fighter. 20 professional bouts, 17 victories. All 3 of his losses have been, he's only been stopped once, and his 2 other losses were split decision losses. Popo bazerra has a total package. A Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. He's a high-level fighter. He's a high-level finisher. And he has fought world-class competition.
Yeah.
It's another day in the park for this kid.
He's now a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. And he's only lost earlier in his career, 5 years ago, to the UFC's Charles Oliveira.
Yes.
Who we know has a very, very slick ground game. He's had multiple black belts. Since then, Popo's been on a tear. This guy, either of these fighters, Levan or Popo, could be headlining cards anywhere in the world tonight.
You know what? It's interesting you said that, Brad, because Makashvili, Popo, in my opinion, these guys can hang with anybody in the featherweight division in the world. Tail of the tape, the champion, 2 years older than Makashvili. Height, weight, they're the same, but it doesn't matter. It's the fighter who can implement his game plan that's going to be the winner tonight. Once again, our ring announcer for the featherweight championship fight, Dr. David Sarnoff.
Tonight is the night we make history, and tonight is here. And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, the main event of the evening. This main event is scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds for the CFFC Featherweight Championship of the World. This bout is sponsored by Popcorn Buddha, an enlightening snack. Now, standing to my left, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 145.8 pounds, fighting for Mutant MMA out of Long Island, New York, Levan the Hornet Makashvili. Now, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 146.6 pounds, fighting for Ramy Elite Gym out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Alejandro Popo Bazerra da Silva.
All right, gentlemen.
CFFC flyweight title. Protect yourselves at all times.
Pin shorts too.
Gloves, come out swinging.
Wearing the shorter Valetudo style, slightly long Valetudo style shorts compared to the Muay Thai trunks you wore last time.
It's like they flopped shorts for this fight from the last fight.
Yes, sir.
Makashvili in the long gray shorts, Popo Bazerra in the black.
And we're off.
They touch gloves. This fight scheduled for 5-minute rounds for the CFFC featherweight title.
Levan looking very determined here tonight.
Both these guys are high-level fighters, high-level strikers.
Levan fought in Gloria, actually. High-level kickboxing.
No Popo, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, while Makashvili with the wrestling.
Levan's putting together pretty good combinations right now. Mixing up very good up top.
Almost 30 professional fights between both these guys.
Veterans of the sport.
And 20 finishes in their favor.
One thing to note, though, is this is a title fight. It's going to go 25 minutes long. And Popo missed weight yesterday. We'll see if that plays any effect into his cardio. Maybe if Levan pulls him into the deep water to the end of this fight. Oh, my goodness. Levan unloading. But maybe if he pulls him into the deep water in this fight, he might be able to tire Popo out just by turning up the volume.
It's a good point, Brad. Missing weight. That's not good, especially when you're the champ.
These fighters are swinging for the fences. Levan really seems to favor that ducking overhand right, moving his head off the center line and firing it straight over top.
You know, we asked this manager, Makashvili's manager, what he's going to do different in this fight. He didn't want to give away too much, but right away you see that Levan was looking to catch that leg kick.
Yeah, rather than just eat it.
Both these guys staying right in the pocket, toe-to-toe.
Wow, that must have been 6-7 right hands straight down the pipe after Levan caught that kick.
And right away, you can see what Makashvili is doing different from the last fight. The last fight, he was eating those leg kicks. This time, he's catching them and throwing right hands once he's holding the leg. And you got to think that Popo's going to be a little bit more hesitant to throw that leg kick, knowing that Makashvili is going to catch it and throw punches or catch it and try to dump him.
Yeah, we'll see who goes for that takedown first. I mean, if Levan keeps catching Popo's hits like that, I can imagine that Levan's going to go for the first takedown. Right as I say that, Levan goes for the first takedown. Levan on the tight waist. You're looking to lock up some back control here. It's going to be hard to submit the black belt Popo.
Yeah, probably not going to be able to submit Popo, but he's got the ability to control him.
People forget that before Levan was such a intense striker that he is now, he was a very good wrestler.
Yeah, that's his base.
A lot of those tough Georgian guys coming out of former USSR are really tough wrestlers.
Levan picked Popo up. Well, you saw what Popo did with that left ankle. He hooked his ankle around Makashvili's left leg to prevent him from being picked up. Again,
good balance there by Popo, not getting slammed.
Watch Popo's left leg when he tries to hook that, Brad.
Yeah, Levan's doing a very good job. Oh, Popo gets in. They disengage. It's a very close grappling exchange this year.
One minute to go in round number one. Again, this fight's scheduled for 5-minute rounds.
Good strikes here coming from Popo. Levan seems to answer him. Seems almost as like every time Popo throws a strike, whether it be a left hook or a teep kick, Levan says, it kind of offends Levan. He's like, no, I'm going to do that to you, and fires the same strike right back to him.
I think this is a good first round for Makashvili. He definitely changed up a couple things here. He's just not eating those leg kicks.
Ooh, swinging for the fences. Less than 20 seconds left.
Both guys standing right in the pocket. Nice oblique kick there by Makashvili.
Good job by referee Jimmy Chappelle getting in there, the action right at the end, stopping any strikes from after the bell. These things happen, Mike.
This looks like a continuation from their last fight, you know? It's round 1, but it's really like round 6.
Yeah.
The only difference is they both had 4 months since the last fight. They've both done their homework. They've trained. They've made some changes, adjustments, and here they are back again.
30 minutes of fighting between these two so far.
And that's what Makashvili is doing different. Instead of just eating that leg kick, Brad, he looks to be catching it.
He's catching it, and he looks like he wants to either fire or take down. He's not just catching it to catch it. He's catching it to put some offense on a Popo. Popo's doing a good job, though, of sticking a move in and firing off some combinations every once in a while. He's not out of this fight. There's a reason he's our champion.
Both these guys are young. Makashvili only 25. Popo, even though he's got 20 professional bouts under his belt, still only 27 years of age. Neither guy wants to give an inch here, Brad.
No, it's a very intense battle between these two right now. I was a good leg kick by Levan, or by Popo. Levan tried to answer with his own.
You know, one thing Popo seems to do really well, and I think a lot of fighters make this mistake. A lot of fighters, when they're defending, they back straight up. Popo, whenever Makashvili comes forward, he circles.
He circles really good angles. Really good angles. That's a slip there.
He never backs straight up, where Levan could probably, you know, charge forward and land punches. He circles left, he circles right, and he gets out of there.
That leg kick again, caught. Now, if I was in the corner of Popo, and I know now that Levan seems to be trying to catch those leg kicks, I would be urging my fighter to work on those hip switches, and there's some feints. Make him think you're going for that leg kick, and when he drops that hand to catch it, fire off with a right hook or an overhand.
Nice slip there by Makashvili.
Not a lot of technical errors here in the stand-up between the fighters.
You know, they're standing toe-to-toe and throwing hard punches, and you got to think, you know, they were in the 7th round of these guys. You'd think one of those shots would find its mark, and one of these guys would get clipped, but it just hasn't happened yet.
They both have iron chins.
There we go.
Oh, a great slam by Levan. Popo's not wasting any time trying to get back to his feet. Levan's holding on tight.
You know what, though? Wasn't a big fan of that takedown. I think Levan used a lot of energy trying to pick him up.
He might be trying to buy some of that time back right now with his hands locked.
Yeah, Levan's got him wrapped up, and they're right in front of us. But Popo is just looking to get right back to his feet. You think that Levan would grab a wrist here so he can't base out?
Yeah. Check one of those hands. Great pressure.
Levan making him pay.
Popo returns.
Levan's like, all right, you're going to get up, but for the next 4 seconds, you're going to pay. I'm going to hit you. And he peppered him with about 8 shots.
Another shot by Levan. Popo immediately gets those underhooks. Levan, one thing that he doesn't like is getting taken down. When Scott Heckman took him down in his title fight, I believe that was the first time Levan had ever been taken down.
And he was down for like a half a second.
And he was pissed off when he got back up. We saw what happened in that fight.
Yeah, he popped right back to his feet.
There's some blood coming out of the fighter.
That's Popo's nose.
Looks like in one of those exchanges, Levan might have hurt him a little bit.
I think it was the last flurry that was right in front of us. You know, Levan landed some short left hands to the face. Popo's nose is bloodied up. Already we're seeing couple different things in this fight than we saw in the first fight. Number one, Popo's bloodied. Number two, he's not attacking with the leg kicks and having the success he had like he did in the first fight. You see Levan wearing Popo's blood on his back and his arms.
I'm sure that's something he's proud of, knowing Levan. Oh, little slip there. Popo's throwing some wild combinations.
These guys are really pushing fast pace. They both flurry. They take a 2-second break.
That was a great level change by Levan. He said Popo opening up. Time to take down perfectly.
Referee just warned Popo. Those elbows were close to the back of the head.
Levan's got to suck Popo's hips away from the cage on that. He's letting him get his hips up underneath him in that sitting position and wall walk up.
That's definitely something he needs to work on, yes. He's getting a takedown, but you're right, Brad. He's not keeping him down.
It's like looks like he's controlling Popo's upper body more than his lower body, and the hips are where he's getting the movement to get back to his feet at this point. Levan's really swinging here too. Breaks the clinch. A lot of blood coming out of Popo's mouth there, Mike.
You know, Levan scored a couple takedowns in this round. Round 2 coming to a close. Once again, another entertaining round put forth by these two guys, Brad.
The story of this round is the takedowns, the pressure from Levan. Landed, what, 2 or 3 takedowns, Mike? Some very good shots in the clinch. If I was a judge, I'd have to lean towards Levan on this one. Although, again, Popo's not out of this fight. There was some damage done. I mean, if you look at this fight compared to the last one, the visible damage is definitely on the champion instead of Levan. The damage is on Popo's nose instead of Levan's leg this time, and we'll see if that plays effect into this fight as we go on. Maybe Popo's cardio might not be the greatest in the weight cut, and if his nose is broken, he might be breathing too well. As these rounds go on, he's going to get very tired.
Couple great points, Brad. You're right. The possible broken nose, the weight cut. Two things that they may not be working against him, but they're definitely not working for him.
Absolutely not. And this is where champions are made in these later rounds of getting to 3, 4, 5. Popo comes out, still looks fresh. Not afraid, ready to throw. Oh, that was a great right from Levan Makashvili. Nice little slip.
I think Levan has a lot more confidence
going into this third round. Kick, followed by a takedown. Looks like Popo's trying to threaten a little bit with that the guillotine.
Looks like Levan heard you, Brad. He held on to the legs there, Popo. After that takedown. They didn't let him go. Nope. Popo looking for the takedown. And that tells me something that Popo was looking for the takedown. I don't think he's liking the stand-up exchanges on the feet. And these guys are very evenly matched, man.
Very evenly matched. Almost the same height, almost the same reach. Less than 5 years apart in age. Wealth of experience between the two. This is as good as it gets.
Yeah. You know, if you're not at this level, and not many people are, both Popo and Levan will walk right through a lot of good fighters.
Levan looks
to be so talented.
Absolutely. Right here in the clinch, Levan looks to be the stronger fighter. Kind of muscling Popo a little bit around.
But because they're fighting each other, they cancel each other out in a lot of ways. They're that good. I could see both guys like literally fighting for the UFC, like next month's card. These guys can both do well in featherweight division.
100%.
Not just make it there; they can do well. You know, Popo's 17-3. He's got 2 split decision losses in his career. Split decision. He was submitted once, as you mentioned, 5 years ago by Charles Oliveira,
a top 10 featherweight in the UFC,
who fought last night, looked phenomenal. You know, he's now in the top 10. He is. He's top 10 in the world. Popo's no joke, and he's still young.
You look at Levan. I mean, he doesn't have as much experience as Popo, but when you see him fight, there's no denying the skill set that he's blessed with. that he worked very hard to attain.
Absolutely.
You're seeing that big influx of European fighters into the UFC and into the mixed martial arts CFFC ranks. Like one school here, Mutant MMA, they have a host of them. These talented Georgian fighters, and you have some others like Khabib in the UFC. Yes, like Levan. I mean, they're all very talented, wrestling based. Oh, that Popo hurt.
I think that was more of a slip there. He did hit him with a right hand, but it seemed like Popo tripped a little bit more.
As I was saying, there's this great influx of European fighters that are bringing a lot to the table. The wrestling department, some of them have that Sambo experience. Not Levan, he's a wrestler. Oh, well, that's that same leg lock attempt that Popo went for in the first fight. He's deep. He's very deep on this knee bar.
Levan's got to be careful here, man.
Levan's got his arm trapped. He might not be able to get that arm back. Popo's giving him the space to get it. This is a very awkward position here for these fighters, Mike.
Tell you what, the last 15 seconds were very interesting.
Ooh, that knee is hyperextended. Levan is
out.
There's no give up for him. He's out and he's got his back. That is a tough fighter right there.
He was in deep on the double leg, Brad, and somehow Popo was able to like turn to the side and then dove for that knee bar. He might die for it again here.
Yeah, so it's that rolling knee bar, almost like a Granby rolling wrestling, but he goes for the knee. He did it in their last fight, didn't have any success with the submission, but he got way closer this time.
And that's where, you know, Levan has the edge in the wrestling, but Popo's got the edge in the submissions. So it's, you know, who can implement their game plan. And like you said, Levan's been able to push Popo up against the fence. I think this is another good round for Levan.
That's one thing that we really haven't seen is Levan's submission game because he prefers to be on the feet so much. He's a wrestler, and he uses it to complement his striking game. More of takedown defense rather than offense. Although here tonight we're seeing him use it in the offensive position. But he's never submitted anybody, and we really don't know how good his submissions are.
Absolutely right. I couldn't agree with you more. And there, Popo. And you see Levan's able to defend those shots a little bit easier, in my opinion.
Good hips there. From those years of wrestling experience, you develop a strength that it's hard to develop in any other sport. Through the hips and through the core, those wrestlers, they're so strong in that position.
You know, what just happened there, in my opinion, is very telling. You know, Popo,
and he got a dump there.
Popo looking to take this fight to the ground and looking for a submission, knowing that he's not doing so well on the feet. And that's got to be a huge confidence builder for Makashvili. You know, Levan could very well be up 3-0.
He very well could be. Popo walking to his corner looked visibly frustrated, looking up at the clock, checking out the round, just taking a look around. He just didn't look happy about what's going on tonight.
You know, it's got to be extremely difficult to face a guy that you just lost to, you know, in a close fight, and knowing, you know, mentally going into that fight that guy, you know, one-upped you last time, and now you got to overcome that and beat him. But Levan, he's doing it. He is doing it. Still a close fight, but he's winning the fight. I just hope his corner doesn't tell him you're up 3-0 and he backs off and plays it safe
and goes for the last two,
because
Popo's a gamer. Popo's a veteran of this sport, and he can still win this fight.
And that first round was very close, so it could be 2-1 Makashvili, but I definitely think Levan won 2 of the last 3 rounds, and that being the second and third.
I'm going to have to agree with you on that one, Mike. Levan coming out with some crisp combinations early. Seems still fresh in this 4th round as we enter the championship rounds. Snapping front kick there.
And mentally, you got to think Levan his confidence just keeps growing more and more. And Popo, you know, getting a little bit more, you know, kind of losing that confidence a little bit. At this point in the fight, in their last fight, Popo was riding high.
Absolutely.
He was full of confidence and happy, knew he was winning the fight. It's a different story this time. I think these guys fight 10 times. They could possibly split down the middle.
It could be 5 and 5.
They just keep making adjustments, you know?
Yeah.
I'd like to see these guys actually train together down the road.
Yeah, it could open up some good opportunities for both of them to push them to that next level. Levan seems to be starting to fire back with his own leg kicks a little bit more in this round.
He is. Popo a lot more hesitant to throw that outside leg kick, knowing that Levan's waiting for it. He's going to catch it. He's going to look to dump him or pepper him with some short shots.
And if you go into the mind of Popo while he's training for this fight, it's like, last fight, okay, I had a great game plan and it worked. I was able to just kick and kick and kick and wreck the front leg of Levan. Maybe you knew that he was expecting that this time, so you have a different game plan looking to switch it up to something else this time around. We don't know that.
Yeah. You know, sometimes winning the fight could actually, in a way be a detriment because now the guy that lost, they've got to adjust to you.
Yeah.
And now you've got to adjust to their adjustments as the winner.
And you've got some confidence in this technique that you might fall back on when things get rough. And he's going to be ready for it.
Yeah, why wouldn't Popo do more of the same tonight that he did in the last fight? But once Makashvili counters that, then what do? What's Popo got as a backup plan, plan B?
Seems to be attempting less takedowns in this fight than he did in the previous fight. He looked for a lot of like foot trips and things of that nature. This time he doesn't really seem to be working towards any of that. Never see that leg kick out of the last time.
Yeah, there's a good one.
That was a low kick.
You know, in the first round, the Popo hit Makashvili in the cup. Makashvili waved off the ref. They tapped hands. They went right back at it. This time, Popo needs a little bit of a break. That was a low shot.
Right in the China cabinet. Popo has up to 5 minutes at this point to recover. Levan fired up on the other side of the cage, almost calling his opponent out. In his corner, waving on the crowd.
Levan's very soft-spoken. He doesn't say a lot, but when he steps in that cage, he's got a mean streak.
His actions speak louder than his words.
Yes, he does. Yes, they do.
Popo is very frustrated in there right now. Two right hands over the top there that landed clean for Levan.
I have a hunch that Popo is going to go for a head kick.
Yeah,
just a hunch. Right, high kick to the head.
You think right?
Yeah, right leg kick to the head, Popo. I think he's going to get a little bit more desperate and say, man, I got to go for the knockout here. I've been kicking the legs. Let me try for the head.
Great takedown by Levan. Popo's trying to get right back up to his feet. Not just accepting it like some fighters do. Just go to the bag. Oh, man, you got me down. No, Popo's like, I'm getting right back up.
Absolutely. And you see the blood dripping on the mat from Popo. It's coming out of the nose of Popo Bazerra.
Doing a good job of controlling the hips this time.
You know, the crew, they clean up the mat, the canvas in between rounds, but if they didn't, there'd be a lot more blood in that canvas. See Popo leaking from the nose.
I wonder if Popo's going to look to attempt that rolling knee bar he had success with in round two?
It looks like Levan's off to the side a little bit more, trying to avoid that. Is he not?
Yeah. Popo's manages to turn in. Levan still has an underhook. Oh, and Popo gets two underhooks. He's able to control Levan and put him up against the cage. Oh, and a knee.
And one thing I think Levan's got to work on, when he gets tagged, he gets mad.
He does. You can almost anticipate what's about to come next. Is that flurry, that ducking head, overhand right flurry.
Yeah, and I think he's got to keep his composure. You know, all right, you got me, but he gets mad in there.
Although the pace slowed a little bit now in round four, you're seeing plenty of action here in this featherweight title fight, Mike.
You know, it's almost like the last 9 rounds between these guys, it's almost like you could take a minute from round 4 and plug it into round 6. We wouldn't know the difference.
You just got to change your shorts.
Yeah, they just got to change the shorts, is right. These guys are so evenly matched.
Here's a replay of the kick to the China cabinet. Earned Popo a little bit of a break. Great takedowns by Levan. People can't sleep on Levan's wrestling. It's fantastic.
And even though he's not able to hold Popo down and really inflict too much damage, he's scoring those points. He's getting the takedown.
The judges are seeing that. They're not looking away just because Popo managed to get up. These takedowns happen. You can't ignore them.
The fifth and final round.
I think this is Levan's fight to lose.
Here we go into the final round. Will a new champion be crowned tonight? Find out in 5.
You know, it's hard not to like both of these guys. These guys both show great sportsmanship,
Great attitudes, in and out of the cage.
Yeah.
Respectful, not pushing the refs, not pushing the medical staff. These commissions work hard. They don't deserve that. These guys are very respectful. They're sportsmen.
Yeah, I like Popo. I like Levan. These guys are two likable guys, and you want to see them both do well. Unfortunately, that can't always be the case.
There can only be one winner.
Yeah, what they gotta do is they gotta stop fighting each other. They start fighting other people. They can both start winning again. But they got a score to settle.
Ooh, that was a great right there from Levan. Is that an eye poke? Looks like they worked it out.
Yeah,
And right back to it.
they've been doing that all fight. You know, they know when they caught each other with an illegal shot, and they back off.
Ooh, another right down the pipe.
That was a nice one, too. Popo's really got to turn it up here. He's really got to dig deep and find something to surprise Levan with.
Ooh, there might have been a headbutt there or something. Somebody's opened up right now.
That might be Popo's blood, the blood from his nose on Levan's forehead.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of surprised in almost 10 rounds that neither guy's been able to really catch the other with a hard shot and rock the other guy.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen either guy really rocked in almost, it's the 10th round.
Yeah, nobody's been on the roller skates yet. Yeah, here we go. These fighters are really turning and exchanging here. Levan started to turn up the volume here with less than half a round left in the final round. Levan's looking great. Good.
Two minutes to go in round number 5. 2 minutes to go in the fight. Will Popo hold on to his belt that he took from Makashvili in the last fight? Or will Makashvili get back the belt that was once his?
And he believes it still is. A minute and a half to go, and both of these fighters are still in this fight. Nobody's looking for a way out. They're both swinging. This is fantastic.
I don't know about, Levan threw two reaching, right and the left that were very reaching.
Cardio has held up pretty good so far for these fighters, Mike.
Do you think the cardio is holding up because these guys aren't really transitioning a lot from the ground to the feet to the ground to the feet? It seems like when these stand-up guys get into a lot of grappling, then they go back to their feet, then they seem to get more tired. They seem to be very, almost a kickboxing match here.
Yeah, there's not like there's some footwork and there's movement around the cage, but we've seen a lot of standing in front of each other and throwing. So they're not necessarily using too much of their legs to get all that movement. Nobody's really throwing a lot of flying stuff, launching their body through the air, exhausting themselves. But it's 5 rounds. They're going to be tired.
Yeah, they spend hundreds and hundreds of hours in the gym doing just this, whether it's sparring or hitting bags or shadow boxing. They're used to these movements. Nice right hand that landed by Levan. Levan looking to close the show. It was a great fight.
That's what makes these guys champions. Is there's 30 seconds left in the fight, and they're not stalling, trying to run out the clock and coast to a win. Both of them want to be there, and they want to fight.
Yeah, that was a big right hand. Looked like it landed. You know, between the last fight and this fight, in my opinion, these guys, neither guy's a loser. These guys are both winners, man. They're both got a ton of respect for both of these fighters. But tonight, it looks like Makashvili is going to get back that belt. Excellent fight. Excellent fight. Levan Makashvili, Popo Bazerra. It looks like Makashvili has it in his back pocket, but we won't know for a few more minutes.
That was a great fight, Mike. 50 minutes of fighting between these two fighters, and it looks like we finally find out the end.
50 minutes. 50. That's not 15. That's 50. 5-0. In my opinion, the story of this fight, this featherweight championship fight, was the adjustments that Levan Makashvili made to counter Popo Bazerra. In the last fight, Bazerra was able to implement his game plan. Tonight, Makashvili countered well and implemented his game plan. There's no losers in this fight. Both guys really showed a ton of heart. Tremendous skill sets. These guys really canceled each other out in a lot of areas tonight. But tonight, I think it's the Hornets' turn. I think it's the Hornets' turn. For the official decision, once again, our ring announcer, Dr. David Sarnoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Ko scores the fight, 49-46. Judge Sparacino scores the fight, 50-45. Judge Brogan scores the fight, 49-46. And the winner by unanimous decision, and the new TFMC featherweight champion of the world, out of the blue corner, Levan the Hornet Makashvili!
Popo Bazerra visibly unhappy. I think he knows he didn't win that fight. And it's got to be frustrating for him. We're going to send up to Brad Bolton for the official interview.
Thank you, Mike. I'm here with the winner, Levan Makashvili. Now that you have the belt that's rightfully yours, that was a close fight. Do you see this fight going to trilogy, or what do you see next for you?
მაგარი იყო მე მეგონა რომ ისეთი მაგარი ჩუბი იყო შენ მესამეც იყოსო შენ რა გონიაო ანუ ალვერი რა ჩუბი Oh, he said it in English.
All right, Levan, that fight was close, although you won it. Were you in trouble at all with that knee bar in the second or third round?
ფეხი რო დაგიჭირაო რა გეტკინაო რაღაცაო
Great job, Levan. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Levan Makashvili.
Qui რა თქმა თქვა Qui მე მინდა მადლობა გადავუხადო ყველაფერს პარი პარტნიორს ჩემს მეკობრებს ყველას ჩემს მენეჯერებს ჩემს სპონსორებს Thank you. I want to say thank you to all my sparring partners, Belmore Kickboxing, Tiger Showman's,
Terry Gold, and Brooklyn MMA. They're in the house. I want to say thank you to my sponsors, to my manager, Mutellini!
You're champion.
What an amazing night of fights here. Cage Fury Fighting Championships 44. This was the main event. The featherweight title fight. Popo Bazerra walked in the champ. He had to defend the belt tonight against Levan Makashvili, the fighter he took the belt from. But tonight, Makashvili got his belt back in the rematch. It was a very impressive performance by Makashvili. It was a convincing win, and he really made a lot of amazing adjustments from the last fight. He was able to implement his game plan, and he's the new CFFC featherweight champ. For Brad Bolton, my name's Mike Adams. We'll be back here at Cage Fury Fighting Championships 45.